Hi. It's good to see you. Oh my gosh, welcome back. That's so weird. Hey, so for today's video, I thought it would be kind of fun if I shared with you some of the ways that I have kind of come up with over the years that I make the holidays special for my girls. So here's the video. 10 ways Christy makes the holidays magic for Chloe and Clara. For me to share with you some of the ideas and traditions that I've kind of created through the years for my girls. I didn't have the greatest childhood. I think some of you know that, but we're not going to get into that because that's a whole other video and a lot of therapy. I'm going to tell you the different things that I do to make my holidays happy and bright for Miss Chloe and Clara, and I actually asked them what their input was. So these are not just things that I'm like, oh, I do all these great things. I said to my kids, I was like, hey, what stands out to you that I do during the holidays that you love? And some of the things on my list are directly from them. The first thing that I do kind of doesn't just happen during the holidays, it happens year round. And that is anytime we are fortunate enough to travel anywhere. And thank you to all of our friends around the world for all of your love and support throughout the years, because we have been to some amazing places, and it's to meet you and it's to visit with you guys and to talk with you. So if it weren't for you, I would have never probably left Pennsylvania. So thank you guys so much. It's been so much fun. So anytime we travel, one of the things I do is I always buy a Christmas ornament anywhere we've been. And this I've been doing for years and years and years. Far before, you know, there was a TV show, anytime we went anywhere, I'd buy an ornament, bring it home, and then each year as we're decorating the tree and we kind of open up the ornaments and we're hanging them, I totally torture my kids and I take them down memory lane and I'm like, remember when you know, wore pink shoes and we walked across the street in New York City and we saw the Rockettes? And like we hang it up on the tree and they're like, yeah, Mom. But they love it. They secretly love it. The other thing that I do each year that has to do with my ornaments is I always buy my girls a special ornament each year. And a lot of the times I write the year on it somewhere, but if it's like a precious ornament or, you know, it's blown glass, I don't want to ruin it with like a Sharpie. So I don't write on it, but I kind of know in my mind, you know, what the significance is, so that when they are adults and they leave and they have their own Christmas trees and their own families, they're not gonna have this sad empty tree with just like plain bulbs on it like this one. This is not my memory tree. My memory tree is in my family room and they can have memories of their childhood. So those are my two tricks with ornaments. I buy an ornament everywhere we travel, and then I always buy my girls something that has to do with some significant event that happened that year. For instance, the year that Clara was born, I bought these really beautiful little hand-blown nutcracker ornaments. So each of them have one of those. So that's my first thing. I love that. Number two, the second thing I do is I decorate my kids' rooms. I know, this is a little much and it doesn't have to be anything like grand. Like I kind of tend to go overboard because, well, I'm a lot in a lot of ways. I have to have like full-on trees, and I mean, like, I don't have trains or, you know, Christmas villages in there, but there's a lot happening. But I love that they have Christmas decorations in their room. Like Claire's little, I mean, I know she's not that little, but she's little to me. I just like that they have the lights on in the evening, so it's kind of like a night light, and it's so pretty, and they can fall asleep with visions of sugar plums dancing in their heads. It's cute, right? It's cute. I think it's cute. And Chloe is going to come home to a surprise because I'm gonna have her room so cute when she comes home from LA this year. So I can't wait to surprise her. The third thing that we do, and I think a lot of people do this, we always have, for our Christmas Eve present, I always buy matching jammies and socks. And if they need new robes, I do that as well. But I always buy my girls a book on Christmas Eve as well. My girls are readers. We all know that. I talk about it all the time. Like, they're really cute nerds. I love that they're nerds and they really look forward to books. And like, I try to buy a book that's special or has a special meaning so that, you know, Christmas Eve, everybody's anticipating the next day. It gives them something to like occupy themselves for a little while until, you know, we have our Christmas Eve party or we go to church. So I buy matching jammies, snuggly socks, and a book. Chloe loves it. I love her. All right, so that brings me to the next thing that Chloe listed as one of her favorite parts of Christmas, and that is I make the same traditional cookies every single year. And I think lots of parents do this, or lots of families, but my kids probably would stage an uprising if I didn't make peanut butter blossoms every year. So peanut butter blossoms are also known as Grammy cookies because my grandma always made them. And Chloe has all these great memories of baking with my grandma in her blue kitchen and making peanut butter blossoms when she was a little bitty girl. Unfortunately, Clara doesn't have a lot of those same memories, so she has those memories with me. And my mother-in-law actually always does the Christmas cutout cookies, you know, with the frosting and all the sprinkles and all of the things. So I'm so happy that I don't have to host that mess in my kitchen. I can send them up to their grandma's house and be like, hey, go make those cookies with Grammy Kathy. Thanks, Grammy. A lot of Chloe's are very food driven, because something else that she listed, I think it's number 5 on my list, is she loves our special Christmas morning breakfast, which all that is for her is cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon rolls, but she loves it. She looks forward to it every year. I make them cinnamon rolls, hot chocolate. Mark and I drink, you know, coffee and tea while the girls are opening their gifts. So I make them sit at the top of the stairs while we come down and turn on the Christmas lights, and like we make our coffee and tea first, and then we come down, the lights are on, you know, and then they can start opening presents. And I'm kind of obnoxious on Christmas morning, imagine, but I like everyone to kind of go one at a time so I can watch everyone open, because I pride myself on being a really good gift giver and I want to see everyone's reaction. So it takes a long time, but I really do like to watch everyone open everything, and I want to see what Santa brought. This is probably my favorite tradition that we do, and it really has nothing to do with me, but don't ever tell him. But one of the reasons I love Mark so much is because I knew when I was dating him that he was going to be like the best dad in the world, and he really is. But we don't let him know that I think he's a really great guy. Like, we have to keep up the charade in the house where I'm like, oh, whatever, you're fine. But he's pretty good. So every single year since my kids have been babies, Mark buys them a book. Again, we're book nerds, like we do books on Christmas, but he buys them a book every year and he writes something special on the front of them. I can remember back those very first books from when the girls were little, like Green Eggs and Ham, and he would write like little sweet messages to them. And now they're obviously older and the books are a little bit more sophisticated, but they know every year they're gonna get a book from their papa. And Clara actually even put on her Christmas list this year, she's like, can I have a chapter book and not a picture book? Because she clearly reads chapter books, but I think that we always just kept buying her younger books because she's still little. And now she's like, I would like a grown-up book. And she probably is gonna ask for War and Peace because that's who Clara is as a person. But I'm gonna buy her something like, I don't know, something young. This is one of my favorite traditions, and we actually haven't done it in a few years because the place we used to go to closed, but I found a new place and I can't wait to do it this year. So every year, a couple days before the holidays, usually during the week, I have everyone put on their jammies, get blankets and pillows, and we make popcorn and we pile in the car and we go to one of those drive-through Christmas lights. And there used to be one not far away. It was beautiful. It was through this park, and like you tune the radio to Christmas music and it all like corresponds with the lights and you drive through it. But ours, like I said, closed a couple of years ago, and I just found another one. So my kids don't know we're doing it yet, but we're gonna do it again. And that used to be one of their favorite things. So I'm so excited that we found it. The next tradition, this one is really special to me. I very much pride myself on being a really good gift giver. I would so much rather give someone a gift than receive one. I hate surprises, hate it. Like, I cannot stand it. I still will kind of like snoop around in my house if I know my kids or Mark have bought me something, because I literally hate surprises that much, but I love to surprise them. So it becomes like this quest for me each year to come up with something like special, and it doesn't have to be like big and elaborate, but something really special that's meaningful. And I try to give them something really meaningful each year that they can keep. or they will remember something in the past. I gave Chloe a little sterling silver bow necklace with this little card I wrote about her being a gift, like, to us. And last year I got my girls these Cinderella glass slipper ornaments. And again, they can keep them for their tree. But I wrote in the card, I don't quite remember how I wrote it, but I wrote something about now they didn't need to worry about finding a prince to give them a glass slipper, that they could worry about shattering glass ceilings. Because I'm a big advocate on raising like smart, strong, like independent boss girls. And I don't want them to ever be like, oh, I need a boyfriend to like make me complete. I would much rather them be like, you know what, I'm good as I am and I'm perfectly happy with myself. And I'm gonna focus on like my career and being like the boss that I know I am. The other favorite present I gave them was Chloe's car last year, but we're not allowed to talk about it. We have a video of it and it is the greatest, like it is the greatest moment of all time. And I'm like, Chloe, you should put this out. And she's like, no, it's private. She's like, I don't want to put that out. It seems like I'm bragging or I'm a brat. And she was like, I don't want to be that way. So I respect her, but the video is the sweetest thing ever because she wasn't like, ah, I got a car. She was so thankful and gracious. And it still chokes me up a little bit. Oh God, this is like therapy time with Christi and Barnaby. All right, I love Christmas movies. I do. Who doesn't love a Christmas movie? Each year, you know, on the weekends before the holiday, now that Chloe's not living with us, we kind of have to cram it all in when she comes home. But we all snuggle up on the couch, we light a fire, and we watch Christmas movies. Clara loves homemade popcorn, so I make homemade popcorn. We probably eat 957,000 cookies, and we just binge watch Christmas movies. What is your favorite Christmas movie? I mean, everybody loves Elf, which here's the best story about Elf. When Clara was 1.5, it was Christmas, so she had just turned 1. We were watching Elf and she was standing in front of it and something happened and like he got excited, yay, Santa, and she jumped for the first time, like jumped, but she was so scared because she didn't know how she did it. She turned around and she was like, did you guys see that? Like, I just jumped. And then she couldn't figure out how to do it again and she was like so mad, but it was the cutest thing. So every time I see Elf, I think of Clara jumping and like being like, oh, I jumped. So I like Elf. I think everybody loves Christmas Vacation. I love Scrooged. That's like not a classic, but I love it. And oh, Home Alone. Home Alone's my favorite. I love Home Alone. Okay, usually the weekend before Christmas, we all like to go downtown Pittsburgh. We have something it's called PPG Center, and we have a big Christmas tree with an ice skating rink right in the middle of the city. It's kind of like Rockefeller Center, but nothing like it. You know, the same vibe, but not the same thing at all. So we go ice skating and they have this really cute little gingerbread house that you can get hot chocolate at. So we ice skate and then we usually go to dinner. So, oh, and there's always these old-fashioned Santas that are in this big display right next door. So we go and we walk through and we see the old Santas. And then my final, and this is my absolute favorite Christmas tradition, it's Christmas Eve. Phoebe Buffet lovers, Christmas Eve, happy Christmas Eve. But every December 23rd, and I have been doing it since I think I was in high school, but we go to dinner, and the dinner restaurants have changed over the past few years, but right now we go somewhere very nice downtown. We get all dressed up, and then we go see the Nutcracker. And there is just something about that music and just it being right before the holidays that is magic. I don't know, like, it's not even my kids and I get choked up. There's just something magical about seeing beautiful, talented dancers on stage that I love. So that is my favorite Christmas Eve tradition. So that's it. Those are all the ways that I try to make Christmas special for my kids, and I'll see you next video. Bye.